All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever had a brilliant idea for a personal AI assistant, but got stuck wondering how to actually make it happen? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're going to take that idea and turn it into a real, working AI agent. And the best part? You won't need to write a single line of code.
First things first, when you hear AI assistant, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably a simple chatbot window, right? Well, I want you to take that image and just set it aside for a moment. We're about to go way beyond basic Q&A and enter a world where AI can actually do things for you. So what is the big difference here? It really boils down to this. A chatbot's job is to respond to you, usually with some text. But a true AI agent? An AI agent can act. It can go from just talking about a task to actually completing it in the real world.
Let's think about a standard large language model, or LLM, like ChatGPT. You give it some input, right? Maybe help me write an email. It processes that request, generates the email, and then gives you the output. But that's where its journey ends. The LLM itself is kind of stuck inside that chat window. You're still the one who has to copy that text, open your email, and hit send.
Okay, so here's the secret sauce. This is the one ingredient that totally transforms a simple chatbot into a powerful agent. We connect that exact same AI brain to tools. We give it access to the very apps you use every single day, your email, your CRM, maybe a database. And that is a total game changer. All of a sudden, the AI can not only write that email for you, but it can then go into your Gmail and actually send it.
Now, before we get all excited and try to build some super complex system, we gotta embrace the crawl, walk, run philosophy. In that very first step, the crawl phase, is all about understanding the huge difference between a simple AI workflow and a true AI agent.
Let's break this down. An AI workflow is predictable. Think of it like a train on a track. It follows a very strict, step-by-step script that you design. It's got guardrails, so it can't just wander off. And that's perfect for those repetitive tasks. Like when a new lead comes in, always do A, then B, then C. But an AI agent, it's autonomous. You don't give it a script, you give it a goal. It then figures out for itself which tools to use and in what order to make it happen. This makes it amazing for complex problems where the answer isn't always the same.
Okay, we're done crawling. Now it's time for the walk phase. We're going to pop the hood and take a look inside the agent's brain to see what really makes these things tick.
So, at the very heart of any agent is its brain, and that brain is a large language model, or LLM. This is the core intelligence, one of those powerful AI models from a company like OpenAI, Google, or Anthropic. You can think of it as the reasoning engine. It's the part that understands what you're asking, thinks through the problem, and comes up with a plan.
Of course, a good brain needs memory. This is so important. Memory is what allows the agent to remember what you were talking about just a second ago and hold on to context. Without it, every single sentence would feel like starting a brand new conversation from scratch. And this memory can be short-term, just for the current task, or even long-term, remembering important things you've told it in the past.
And that brings us to what is, I would argue, the most critical part of all, the instructions. This is also called the system prompt. This is where you get to define the agent's entire identity. You tell it what its role is, what its main goal is, and exactly how it's supposed to use the tools you've connected it to.
I absolutely love this analogy here. Think about it. You wouldn't expect a new employee to show up on day one and magically know everything, right? Of course not. You'd give them a job description, you'd give them training. A system prompt is the exact same concept, but for your AI agent.
All right, we're officially in the run phase now. We've built the brain, we've given it instructions, but how do we actually connect it to the outside world so it can do its job? Well, we need to get some keys.
The concept here is really simple. For our agent to use all those cool external tools and apps, it needs permission. And in the digital world, that permission comes in the form of a special key.
So these keys have a technical name, credentials, or API keys. But don't let the jargon scare you off. An API key is really just a unique password for an application. That's it. It's how your agent can prove it has permission to log in and use another program on your behalf. Super simple. And the best part is, getting an API key is usually a pretty straightforward process. Generally, you just go to the developer platform for the tool you want to use, like say platform.openai.com, create an account, and then look for a section called API keys. From there, it's usually as easy as clicking Create New Key, giving it a quick name so you remember what it's for, and then just copying that key and pasting it into your agent settings.
Phew, we have covered a lot of ground, haven't we? We've gone from crawling to running. So let's put it all together now into a clear, simple roadmap you can follow for your very first build.
So here it is, your path. Step 1, decide what you actually need. Is it a predictable workflow or a dynamic agent? Step 2, choose its brain. Which LLM model is right for the job? Step 3, write a super clear job description. That's your system prompt. Step 4, connect it to its tools by getting those API keys. And finally, step 5, the best part. Just start building. Test it, refine it, and have fun with it.
You know, we've really moved beyond the idea of a simple chatbot today. We're now talking about creating your first digital employee, an assistant that can take autonomous action. The technology is here, and it's more accessible than it has ever been. So really, the only question left is, what job are you going to give your first one?